Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm a couple days late. I doubt I had a whole lot of people anticipating, but if you were, I appreciate you. I have returned, and there is a reason why I didn't post my typical Sunday video. I was struggling with a decision on whether or not I was going to post footage from my weekend. You see, my wife and I and our child, we stayed at a what I thought was an upscale resort. The name of the resort is Hilton Phoenix Resort at the Peak, and we've stayed here before and had a great time. When we stayed there before, it's formally known as Point Hilton Squaw Peak in Phoenix. It's really a resort that's based around a couple of things. And the primary thing is it's a swim resort. Like people go there to hang out with their families. So there's a lot of kids there and they go there to enjoy the water park. And where the hotel rooms are, they actually have like different I don't know, I would say like different like pods of hotel rooms where they might have like 100 rooms that are all centered around a pool. And then, a couple hundred yards away from that, they got another 100 or 200 rooms that are centered around a different pool. So when the main water park closes, you can go retire to your room and enjoy, a pool that's a little bit smaller. It turns out that the pool that was by our room happened to be the one that was right by the gift shop, and it was right by the lobby. I feel that's important to kind of preface this story because I did not articulate this in the video, and it's relevant. I wish I would have. And that is, hey, we're at a resort where the primary leisure activity is swimming. I just got out of the pool with my daughter who hurt herself and needed some Tylenol. Your gift shop is right out. I mean, literally, they have a view of our pool from the gift shop. It's literally less than 50 yards away. So to think that you're going to have a certain portion of your guests coming in directly from the pool. Guess what you don't take to the pool? You don't take a mask to the pool to swim. Certainly, I didn't, and none of my family members did because we just don't swim with masks on. So I couldn't foresee that my little girl was going to, hurt herself and need some Tylenol from the gift shop. But I knew she was in pain. I wanted to get her that Tylenol as quickly as I could. So I just ran right into the gift shop. Hey, let me get some Tylenol. And I encountered two young, arrogant kids that I'm not going to bash too much because they're immature. They didn't know how to handle the situation. My point is that if you're going to have a mask requirement in the gift shop, certainly you should offer disposable masks at the entry point. But that they weren't that forward thinking at this supposed upscale resort. I'm going to show the videos. I'll come back and do a closing, but I wanted to preface it with that. No one from management has reached out to me from this place. We stayed for 2 nights and we paid a pretty good amount. I expected at least to get a phone call, and I didn't. So I said, hey, well, I do have a YouTube channel that's, one avenue to get my video out, and I certainly am going to utilize it. So I invite them at any point to call me and have a conversation to try to make it right. But I doubt they will because if they would have had enough coof to do it by now. I tagged them on Facebook. I tagged them on their Facebook page, the entire video. So certainly management has seen it at this point, I would think, if they're paying attention to their business. Anyways, check out the video. Let me know what you think. Don't be afraid. What, you got opposition to what I did? Go ahead and post it in the comments below. I would invite the debate. I think you'll lose, but I'd invite the debate. Anyways, check it out, guys. Here we go. All I need is Tylenol for my little girl that's in a wheelchair. I don't have a mask.
But it's the rule.
Okay, but that's not law. It might be the rule, but it's not law. All I need is Tylenol for my little girl that's in a wheelchair. Can I buy the Tylenol? Okay, so you're saying I cannot. Do you have a mask I can buy? You don't have a mask I can buy? Okay, can you get it for me? Okay, you can't get a mask for me. Okay, so I can't get a Tylenol for my little girl in a wheelchair. Okay, that's not state law. You guys realize that?
It's the hotel's policy.
It's not state
It's the
law.
hotel's policy, sir.
Okay.
Alright.
What's your name?
Dude, you can go get a mask. Go get a mask.
Okay. Where's the mask? I have no idea. Where's that at? No, I just asked you where I can get a mask. I'm trying to get Tylenol for my little girl that's in a wheelchair. There's nothing funny about that. You think that's funny? My little girl is hurt and she needs Tylenol. You think it's funny? Okay, you think that's funny that I need Tylenol for my little girl that's in a wheelchair? I'm willing to buy it. I'm willing to buy it. I'm willing to buy a mask.
All right, then go get a mask.
Why don't you have them here?
Because we don't have them.
Why?
Go to the front
Don't you
desk.
think that that's a proper thing to do?
It's not the proper thing to do.
Really?
The proper thing to
You
do
don't
is
think
to
that's
go get a
proper?
mask.
You don't think it's
The
proper if you
proper thing
require a
would be
mask to
go get
have
a mask.
masks?
The proper thing would be
Really?
to go get a yes, really, sir. Yes,
You
really.
don't think that it's
No, I
proper
don't.
that if you require a mask to sell masks?
No, I don't think.
They don't think it's proper that if you require a mask to have masks
It
here.
has it on the door. Before you
Okay,
walk
but
in,
that's
you need a
not
mask.
state law.
All right, are you gonna go get a mask?
I am. I'm gonna go get a mask because my little girl needs Tylenol.
Get a mask.
Thank you.
Go get a mask.
Wow. This is how you're treated. Okay, so that's the first video. At this point, I make my way out to the lobby. Now I have to stand in line without a mask in the lobby, which is just outside of the gift shop, and wait until I can make my way up to the front of the line and ask for a mask. So I get to the front of the line, I ask for a mask. I put the mask on. Now I'm in compliance. Okay, I am complying with their mask mandate in the gift shop now. So I return to the gift shop where I encounter hotel security. George. This is the second portion. This is where George becomes a superstar. Anyways, check out the second part. It's kind of long, but it's worth a watch in my opinion. Let me know what you think. What was that, babe? Yeah, I mean, that's the real gripper. You're right. I should have mentioned that. At the end of the video, I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'm denied the right to buy Tylenol because apparently I upset the two kids because I got loud. You can't get loud. People get offended. People get real sensitive. Okay, so we're in such a fragile society now that you can't even voice a little opposition. And I was just outright denied. Even once I had the mask, I was just denied the opportunity to even purchase Tylenol for my child. We had to go covert. We had to do covert operations because Rebecca snuck in behind me and bought that Tylenol. Anyways, check out this video. Tylenol for my little girl. I have a mask.
Okay, you have a mask.
Can I get Tylenol for my little girl?
If you will get some Tylenol, if
All I'm trying to do is buy Tylenol.
Why are you recording us?
Why not? There's no presumption of privacy in public. You understand that, right? You know that law.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all I'm trying to do is get Tylenol for my little girl. Can you show me where the Tylenol
I
is?
will show you the song, but there's no, I guess they're upset because you're recording for the song. I'm not sure why.
I'm just trying to buy Tylenol for my little girl. There's no confrontation. All I want is Tylenol.
Let me just get to the
What's that? I can't hear you.
Just give me a second. Let me just speak to the my co-worker and see exactly what happened, okay?
Okay.
Just give me 1 second here.
I complied and got a mask. And I still can't buy Tylenol. So now they're talking about it. I got real loud when they asked me to get a mask because my little girl needs Tylenol. What's up, boss? Sure.
There was a competition over there, sir. Supposedly they were just asking to wear a mask, and there was a discussion about you didn't want to, and
No, I complied.
It got out of hand, and supposedly,
How did it get out of hand?
I don't know, sir. I was not here. All I know.
I don't think it got out of hand. How did it get out of hand?
I don't know. It was very. They were very
Okay, so
upset.
you're taking their word for it? It got out
Yes,
of hand?
sir. I am taking their word because they asked you just to wear a mask.
I
And
recorded the whole thing, so it didn't get out of hand.
Supposedly they got upset with you, sir.
They got very upset with me because my daughter in a wheelchair needs Tylenol.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to get you some Tylenol, sir, as I can right now, but they're not going to serve you.
They're not going to sell me Tylenol. I complied with their mask policy.
I'm going to try to get you Tylenol, sir.
I
But
can't
right now,
believe this. You guys are writing your own ticket. Okay, go ahead, try.
I'm going to try to get you Tylenol.
Go ahead,
sir.
George.
I'm going to try to get you Tylenol, sir.
Please.
Please, okay?
I'm a paying customer.
Yes,
I have a room here.
Yes, sir. You're
I
a
paid
guest.
for 2
You're a
nights.
guest. You're a guest here, sir, at the resort.
Yeah, I sure am.
But as is right now,
I have a little girl out there
was a
that's in
conflict-
pain.
There was a complication between
I went and
you-
complied.
Well, yes, you did, but something, I don't know exactly.
It's all on video. Okay, George. Here's some people not wearing masks. Look at that, no masks right here in the lobby. Look at this. Hey, babe. Maddie, I know you need Tylenol because you're in pain, but they won't sell it to me. Do you want to go in there and buy a Tylenol?
Just did.
Oh, you just bought it? Okay, hold on. Let's see what George, the security guard, has to say. Look at these people, no masks.
What are you waiting for George for?
Well, George is supposed to give me Tylenol, love, because these people in here refuse to serve me because I wasn't wearing a mask. But look, we got people in the lobby not wearing a mask, but apparently it's selective. If you're in a certain area, it doesn't matter. I want to see what George says. I'm not letting it go. Look at this guy. He works here. He's got a mask down below his nose. So what good is that really doing? Let's see what George says. Here comes George. Hey, George. Neither one of them wearing a mask. They just checked in. What do you think about that, George?
No, sir. They're asking to wear masks in the gift shop.
Okay, just a gift shop, so maybe you're not as protected in the gift shop.
They're saying we're guests. They're not saying we're mask here.
Okay, so
They're just telling me-
I just want to be sure, George. In the lobby, I'm safe. I'm not safe without a mask in the gift shop.
Sir,
I just want to make sure.
Their rules in the gift shop.
Okay, but you understand,
Yes, I
George.
understand it very clearly, sir. I understand you're upset. You're very
Okay, where's
upset.
my Tylenol?
Yes, and we're going to try to get your daughter. I'm trying to get your daughter Tama.
Okay.
I'm really trying to do that and get that taken care of for you because I know you're upset. And
I am upset. This
I
doesn't
know
make
you're-
any sense, George.
I know, sir, but this is how it is in the resort.
Really?
Everybody
So
should be
there's
wearing
masks required in here, but masks are not required here
wearing masks.
where you check in.
They're wearing
People
masks.
just checked in, no mask, George.
Sir, I cannot
I
go-
got it
I-
on video.
I can't stand here and check everybody's mask, sir. I have a.
Okay,
I'm
but
by myself.
but
right
I
now, sir.
can't buy Tylenol for my daughter
Yes,
that's
you
in a
can buy
wheelchair.
Tylenol, sir.
I can? Let's go.
No, sir. They're going to sell your daughter Tylenol. They're not. They're not. you didn't
Okay,
apply
she
for
doesn't
it.
have a credit card, George. Madison doesn't have a credit card.
Can you
Okay.
give her? Can you give her the credit card or something?
Is that the solution? Because you're going to let these 16-year-old kids, George, you're going to let these 16-year-old kids dictate what goes on in there.
Sir, it's her department and the gift shop. That is the department. All I'm trying to do.
Where is the management, George?
I spoke to management already.
What'd they say?
He said, "Sir,
What do you say?
sir, don't have to push your whole body."
I
out.
didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I bumped you,
You're really
George.
you're being very aggressive.
I
sir.
bumped you on accident, George.
Okay. All I want to do is get your daughter some Tylenol.
Okay.
The girls over there were, even she was very unprofessional. So your management should see the video just because she was doing faces and acting kind of crappy. So,
She's being immature because she's a young kid,
So what we're
George.
going to do is speak to her supervisor
right.
and make a report that they were very unprofessional. You say, sir, that they had the way they
My
really
wife
handled.
said it. She
Okay,
experienced it.
she's very upset also for the professionalism in our gift shop and how they handled the mask situation, sir.
Yes.
The mask situation should be controlled.
George, let me ask you this. If they require masks in the gift shop, do you think it would make sense for them to sell masks in the gift shop?
They do sell masks.
They told me they don't.
No.
I've got it on video. They told me they don't.
They all have. We can give you a mask, sir.
They told me they don't sell masks in there, George.
No, they do sell masks. Maybe they're out there.
And they wouldn't give him one.
They would not give me one, George.
Masks.
And so they told me that I couldn't get aspirin for my daughter because I didn't have a mask and they wouldn't sell me one. So they had the attitude, and now I'm the bad guy.
No, sir, you're not a bad.
No, but you're making me out to be the bad guy. You just
No,
said I
I'm
was
not
very
making-
aggressive.
Well,
I was aggressive.
Yes, when I came inside, you were very aggressive.
You think I was aggressive, George?
I think he's just upset.
How
He's
was-
not-
He wasn't aggressive. He was very upset. I can tell
Right,
that.
but
How was I
because
aggressive?
If you seen how they were acting, you would be upset too.
They're arrogant young kids that don't have an understanding about what they're doing, George. I'm a very serious person. My wife and I are very serious people.
I am very serious too. And I'd
Okay.
like to get your daughter some Tylenol and get this thing
just
care of.
got her.
But
Here's the thing, George.
This is their department.
Okay.
I can't tell them you have to sell Tylenol.
All right, this is going to go.
I
I hope
have
to
to
God
speak to
this
the
goes
manager.
viral
I have to
because
speak to the manager.
this is the Hilton Squaw Peak. I paid over $500 to stay here for 2 nights with my daughter and my wife, and they just denied me Tylenol. They denied me a right to buy a mask, and then they put security, George, who really had nothing to do with it. They put George in the middle of it because you got 2 young kids running the show in there. Meanwhile, people are checking in here without masks, and yeah, but George, I have people on video checking in without masks.
Well, they should be requiring masks. It
Well,
says on-
but I guess the rules only apply when
No,
they're
it applies to
convenient.
Everybody, sir.
Okay, but they didn't apply to those 2 people.
Sir, I was talking. I can't be running after everybody.
Okay,
with a
so-
mask. I said,
okay.
Excuse me, you need to get a mask. I can't be running after
George,
everybody. I'm trying to do my job.
what do you think takes precedence? Somebody checking in or somebody trying to get Tylenol for their daughter in a wheelchair? What do you think is kind of more important? Where should we allow the leeway? Where do you think the leeway
We
should
just
lie?
follow rules when you walk into a
Okay, we
building,
just
sir.
follow
When
rules.
you walk into a
There's someone
building,
walking through
you
with
have a
us.
rule that says we have required masks. sir.
Okay.
Required masks. they should be
Meanwhile,
wearing-
people are leaving right now with no masks. Okay, we're getting out of here. But I hope this video is viral. I hope you people understand how silly this is. It's the inconsistency is unbelievable. Meanwhile, I have a little girl in pain that I was trying to get Tylenol for, and you got 2 arrogant kids in the gift shop running it, that George here is going to enforce rules where he's not going to allow me to buy Tylenol. So my wife was smart enough to come buy Tylenol, and they still gave her an attitude.
Sir,
So I hope to God this goes viral. Okay, so there it was. That's the whole incident. If you powered through both of those videos, I commend you. You're a very patient person, because that was a very long video with George at the end. And for what it's worth, I'll say, George was trying real hard. And he was kind of left alone to deal with it. I fully expected management to come out and have a conversation with me. They didn't. Um, I think George was trying to make the best of a bad situation. So kudos to you, George. And for those of you who might think that I want to make this clear. I'm not an anti-mask guy. I think I'm a pro-business person. I'm a pro-capitalist person. If you own a company, a business, and you want to have a mask mandate, I think if you're a private business, you have a right to do that. So when you hear me saying repeatedly to these young kids, hey, it's not state law though. If I could have slowed my mind down in that moment, because it was just really focused on getting my little girl Tylenol. That's where I was mentally. If I could have slowed my mind a little and really articulated what I meant by that, it would have been, hey, listen, I understand it's hotel policy. All I'm trying to do is make a quick transaction to get my little girl some Tylenol. So we're not breaking the law if you just sell me the Tylenol real quick. It's not law. It's just policy. But I was so caught up in the moment, and I was a little bit shell-shocked that these kids were just kind of so flippant, and I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of I don't know if compassion is the right word. I felt like they just really couldn't empathize with a dad trying to get his kid some medication real quick. And that lack of empathy only made me really angry. But I was able to keep a cap on that anger, I think, relatively well. I could have ripped that store up and went to jail, and Rebecca would have been bailing me out. So that could have been an expensive weekend. But listen, guys, that's what I had for this weekend. That was my weekend. It's totally outside of what I do normally on this channel. I recognize that, and we'll get back to normal next week. Share your thoughts, comments, whether you agree or disagree down below, and they're all welcome. And I hope you guys are doing well and being safe and preparing and paying down debt and all that good stuff. I'll see you next week.